ईशोपनिषद मंत्र नंबर 9। अंधम तमा प्रविशन्ति ये विद्याम उपस्सते ततो भूयाया एव ते तमो या यु विद्यायां रथा। Translation: Those who engage in the culture of niche science activities shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. What still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge, purport by His divine grace. This mantra offers a comparative study of Vidya and Avidya. Vidya or ignorance is undoubtedly dangerous, but Vidya or knowledge is even more dangerous when mistaken or misguided. This mantra of Sri Upanishad is more applicable today than at any other time in the past. Modern civilization has advanced considerably in the field of mass education, but the result is that people are more unhappy than ever before because of the stress placed on the material advancement to the exclusion of the most important part of life, the spiritual aspect. As far as Vidya is concerned, the first mantra has explained very nicely that the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of everything, and that forgetfulness of this fact is ignorance. The more a man forgets this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. In view of this, a godless civilization directed towards the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than a civilization in which the mass of people are less educated. Of the different classes of men, karmis, jnanis, and yogis, the karmis are those who are engaged in the activities of sense gratification. In the modern civilization, 99.9% of the people are engaged in the activities of sense gratification under the flags of industrialism, economic development, altruism, political activism, and so on. All these activities are more or less based on the satisfaction of the senses, to the exclusion of the kind of God consciousness described in the first mantra. In the language of Bhagavad Gita, people who are engaged in gross sense gratification are mudas, asses. The ass is a symbol of stupidity. Those who simply engage in the profitless pursuit of sense gratification are worshipping avidya, according to Sri Upanishad. And those who play the role of helping this sort of civilization in the name of education advancement are actually doing more harm than those who are on the platform of gross sense gratification. The advancement of learning by godless people is a dangerous as valuable jewel on the hood of a cobra. A cobra decorated with a valuable jewel is more dangerous than one who is not decorated. In the Hari Bhakti Shuddhaya, the advancement of education by godless people is compared to decoration on a dead body. In India, as in many other countries, some people follow the custom of leading a procession with the decorated dead bodies for the pleasure of the lamenting relatives. In the same way, modern civilization is a patchwork of activities meant to cover the perpetual miseries of material existence. All such activities are aimed towards sense gratification, but above the senses is the mind, and above the mind is the intelligence, and above the intelligence is the soul. Thus, the aim of real education should be self realization of the spiritual value of the soul. Any education which does not lead to such realization must be considered avidya or niche science, and to culture such niche science means to go down to the darkest region of ignorance. According to Bhagavad Gita, mistaken mundane educators are known as Vedavada Rata and Maya Farta Jnana. They may also be atheist demon, the lowest of men. Those who are Veda Rata pose themselves very learned in Vedic literature, but unfortunately they are completely diverted from the purport of the Vedas. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the purpose of the Vedas is to know the personality of Godhead. But these Vedarata men are not all interested in the personality of Godhead. On the contrary, they are fascinated by such fruitive results as the attainment of heaven. As stated in one mantra, we should know that the personality of Godhead is the proprietor of everything, and we must be satisfied with our allotted portion of the necessity of life. The purpose of all Vedic literature is to awaken this God consciousness in the forgetful living being, and this same purpose is presented in various ways in different scripture of the world for the understanding of foolish mankind. Thus, the ultimate purpose of all religions is to bring one back to Godhead. But the Vedarata people, instead of realizing that the purpose of Vedas is to revive the forgetful soul's lost relationship with the personality of Godhead, Krishna, take it for granted that such side issue as the attainment of heavenly pleasure for sense gratification, the lust the cause for which caused their material bondage in the first place, are the ultimate end of the Vedas. Such people misguide others by misinterpreting the Vedic literature. Sometimes they even condemn the Puranas, which are authentic Vedic explanations for laymen. The Vedaratas give their own explanation of the Veda, neglecting the authority of great teachers, acharyas. They also tend to raise some unscrupulous person from among themselves and present him as the leading exponent of Vedic knowledge. Such Vedaratas are especially condemned in this mantra by the very appropriate Sanskrit word Vidyayam Ratha. Vidyayam refers to the study of the Vedas because the Vedas are the origin of knowledge, Vidya, and Ratha means those engaged. Vidyayam Ratha thus means those engaged in the study of Vedas. The so called students of the Vedas are condemned herein because they are ignorant of the actual purpose of the Vedas on account of their disobeying their acharyas. Such Vedaratas, searching out meaning in every word of the Vedas to suit their own purposes. They do not know that the Vedic literature is a collection of extraordinary books that can be understood only through the chain of disciplic succession. The most important part. One must approach a bona fide spiritual master in order to understand the transcendental message of the Vedas. That is the direction of the Mundaka Upanishad. These Vedavardharata people, however, have their own acharyas who are not in the chain of this transcendental succession. Thus, they progress into the darkest region of ignorance by misinterpreting the Vedic literature. They fall even further into ignorance than those who have no knowledge of the Vedas at all. The Maya Vartata Janana class of men are self made gods. Such men think that they themselves are God and there is no need of worshipping any other god. They will agree to worship any ordinary man if he happens to be rich, but they will never worship the personality of Godhead. Such men, unable to recognize their own foolishness, never consider how it is that God can be entrapped by Maya, his own illusory energy. If God were ever entrapped by the Maya would be more powerful than God. Such men say that God is all powerful, but they do not consider that if he is all powerful, then is no possibility of his being overpowered by Maya. These self made gods cannot answer all these questions very clearly. They are simply satisfied to have become God themselves. This is their misfortune.